Hi. Well, I apologise. So, St. Patrick's Day, I was chasing leprechauns, Stephanie.
Music,
and I'll tell
please.
you what, trying to capture a leprechaun is harder than finding a pair of you-know-whats on Republicans right now, because it's awful. You're not going. It's harder to catch. It's harder to catch a pair of testicles, if I say the technical term, on a Republican than it is a leprechaun. Don't I overstep?
Yeah, don't be touching those Lucky Charms. I gotcha.
I'm wrong. I'm an old man.
You set your clock at Vagina Island a little wrong. And hello, you're late, but better late than never. Hello.
I'm on vacation, actually. I'm in the Bay Area. I'm coming to do some stuff, with Mom. And I knew I could do it remotely. And I just set it for 7:30 p.m. Because you know why? I haven't been vaccinated, Stephanie.
Yes,
If you want to get those needles in arms. It would be lovely to hear a former president who did it in secret, who bragged about the speed of the vaccine. He should now call it Operation Wasted Speed, because he's not taking the vaccine publicly.
All right. Wait, is that your mom calling you in the house?
No, she's in the bed. She's a little few. That's the kids. The kids are texting me Happy New Year's Day.
I was trying to get you to do your mom. All right. Welcome to it. Oh, this is my third costume change. I'm in my new bike shirt. Gone from my Resistance t-shirt, Kamala t-shirt. Okay. I can't make up my mind. Hello. Coffee with Carlos Alazraqui, who is up in San Francisco. Is that your mother calling? I'm sorry. Do I hear your mother?
Oh, I know what you want me to do. Carlitos, look here. There's a nest of hummingbirds. Carlos, quickly come. The stupid squirrels. The stupid squirrels are chasing them.
That was an actual message on Carlos's machine from his actual mother once.
There are dozens of squirrels. Okay, Snow White, take it easy. We're bringing Mom to Los Angeles, though. We're bringing, how you have to take care of your mom. My brother's been taking care of my mom, and she wants to see the girls, and we're like, come on down to L.A. We're taking you.
Aw, good.
Mom,
I've kidnapped my mother.
Cat.
I've kidnapped my mother. It's essential in their later years. Yes.
You must.
All right.
You must.
Anita in San Antonio, real quick. You're on with Carlos. Hello, Anita.
Hey, good morning. I'll try to make it real quick.
Okay.
Ron Johnson, just a couple weeks ago, was on Capitol Hill asking questions to the, I think it's Capitol Hill police officers, right?
Right.
And he insinuated that it was Antifa disguised as Trump supporters. Remember that?
Yes.
And now he's saying...
Because he is a Russian disinformation agent. Yes, go on.
But now he says he knew he wasn't concerned because he knew they were Trump supporters.
Yeah.
So
which is it? Yeah.
Yeah. Also, real quick. Nobody should listen to Mitch McConnell's threats. He knows that if Democrats get rid of the filibuster, we're going to get so much good legislation passed.
Yeah, he's terrified.
Yep.
Republicans will never win.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, he knows if we pass the voting rights legislation, Republicans will never win again because it will be a fair fight. Here we go. Mitch McConnell.
Nobody serving in this chamber can even begin to imagine what a completely scorched earth Senate would look like. None of us have served 1 minute in a Senate that was completely drained of comedy and consent.
And then listen to the list of the parade of horribles that he brought out.
As soon as Republicans wound up back in the saddle, we wouldn't just erase every liberal change that hurt the country. We'd strengthen America with all kinds of conservative policies with zero input from the other side. How about this? Nationwide right to work for working America. Defunding Planned Parenthood in sanctuary cities on day one. A whole new era of domestic energy production. Sweeping new protections for conscience and the right to life of the unborn. Concealed carry reciprocity in all 50 states and the District of Columbia. Massive hardening of security on our southern border.
He said
those are all horrible ideas.
Right. But he just says
no one wants.
And nobody's buying his threats, right? Like, do we have the five and dime? I think this is what President Biden said last night initially was...
Oh, bitch, please take your line of bull down to the corner market and sell it there, because this five and dime isn't buying your line today.
It's essentially what Chuck Schumer and President Biden said yesterday. So I'm excited. Yeah. All right.
And again, dude, first and foremost, Asian violence. That's first and foremost right now, ahead of all of that BS threatening.
Yeah.
Your wife is Asian.
Yeah.
The president and your
Say
people.
something about Trump saying China flu right up until last week at CPAC, right? And that's its impact on 150% rise in Asian attacks in this country.
Why? How are these guys married? How much money can you possibly want? Why aren't the females that are attached to these guys just? I've got 2 daughters, and there's no way that's never happening. They will never go anywhere near a Republican like Mitch McConnell or Trump or any of those people. Not on my watch. Not on my Fime and Dime watch.
Your daughters bring back a Republican, and you just go all like Jen Clampett.
I'm gonna get in my car.
They were threatening
me.
Okay. All right. We have we have the feeling of all the rights, all the wrongs being righted. Pardon me. Senator Sheldon Whitehouse putting pressure on new Attorney General Merrick Garland to look into the FBI investigation into Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh. He is asking the DOJ to conduct a full review of the FBI's investigation, which he described as fake and incomplete. He claimed the FBI ignored the requests of many people who said they wanted to give information about Kavanaugh's past behavior after he was accused of sexual assault by Christine Blasey Ford. White House said this was a unique behavior in my experience, as the Bureau is usually amenable to information and evidence. But in this matter, the shutters were closed, the drawbridge drawn up. There was no point of entry at which members of the public or Congress could provide information to the FBI. Here. I know Merrick Garland's got a lot on his plate, but Mommy's a little impatient.
Yeah.
Okay. Just saying.
Yeah.
Okay. And Carlos, can I say, and I didn't save this because you happen to be of Hispanic descent, but my point is.
Okay.
No, they're always so obvious, right? Travis, like Kevin McCarthy, like over here, look away from the wildly popular COVID relief that we all voted against. Look at the border. It's the Biden border. It's the Biden border crisis. Oh my God. And Greg Sargent.
They did this with Bush.
Yeah, Greg Sargent wrote a great piece in the the Washington Post, saying the latest GOP attack on Biden has a huge hole in it. Republicans are convinced attacking Biden's border policies will win them the midterms. McCarthy gleefully labeled the situation Biden's border crisis. There's a huge hole in this GOP attack, but it's rarely described clearly in terms of news reports and commentary. This is the thing. Stop falling for Republicans' diversions, media, that suddenly there's a crisis. That he said, what's missing is a serious comparison with the pre-Biden status quo. It's as if the current situation exists in a vacuum. Before there was no crisis, now there's a crisis. That's absurd. The situation under Trump was substantially worse from a humanitarian and a pragmatic governing perspective, worse for migrants, worse for the rule of law, worse for the country. It is true that child and teenage migrants are overwhelming our facilities. It's a terrible situation, but it's happening in large part because Biden is undoing a Trump policy that should be undone. Due to COVID, the previous administration turned away most asylum seekers without hearings under a legal provision allowing a temporary block on non-citizens entering, right? Biden's no longer applying this provision to unaccompanied children and teenagers while keeping it for adults, helping fuel the child backlogs. But that's a move in the right direction, both from a humanitarian and a rule of law perspective. Coronavirus will be tamed before long, but we have a legal obligation to allow migrants to exercise their right to seek asylum. So continuing to use this tool is not a tenable long-term solution to the humanitarian problem, and it's not in keeping with the rule of law. That requires letting in kids that will have to allow and we'll have to allow more adults to apply for asylum. The question is how we manage it. Republicans claim we're seeing a breakdown in enforcement. That is false. Yes, we're seeing a spike, but right now the border is in large part closed. They keep saying he's opened the border. He's done no such thing, right? Many adult asylum seekers are getting turned away with zero due process. The decision to lift the public health restriction for children and teens is not an enforcement failure. No law is not going in force. The administration is no longer incorrectly applying the law to children and teens who aren't a security threat. On the second claim, these spikes in migrations occur for complex reasons rooted in Central American conditions. There was a huge spike in 2019 amid Trump's draconian policies. So this spike started, Carlos, a long time ago. It didn't just start under Biden anyway. And he just finishes by saying Trump's policy created a much worse humanitarian and legal crisis than what we're seeing now. It failed to meet our legal obligations and relegated tens of thousands to dangerous and inhumane conditions in Mexico. That was only a solution if you believe cruelty and fear should be used to deter people from applying for asylum. That's the real Republican position. These problems are hard to solve, but that's the point. What's hard is actually trying to solve them. Calling this a crisis outside that context is absurd. It was a crisis before, too. What's different is Biden's attempting to tackle the crisis in a far better way than Trump did. Thank you. Thank you, Greg Sargent. I mean,
you mentioned it's complex. We talked to a Latina immigration lawyer actually on the way to a football game, and she said, unfortunately, a lot of these people are putting their kids, using them as pawns and shoving them into these courts in order to get themselves in. And so kids are becoming exploited by their own parents. But that's still part of a larger complex problem of people are desperate to get out of bad situations. And so that's probably why they are doing it. So if we made conditions, hopefully better in other countries, then hopefully people wouldn't flee to come here out of desperation, out of drug gangs, out of domestic violence or whatever. So, and there's still a glaring error in everything is in that Mexico never paid for a big, beautiful, giant border wall. That's there's going to be a beautiful Mexico. None of that happened. So let's go there.
He's still just another with no wall. That's what Donald Trump ended up being.
They'll attack everybody but Trump. They are so afraid of this guy.
Yeah.
McCarthy is another weasel.
Yeah. And he's just there. Okay. Louis Gohmert, who is really... Yes, he is a dealy and also just a Gohmert. He's a Gohmert. He's just a Gohmert.
Living up to his name.
He made a series of bizarre and false accusations against Dr. Fauci during an appearance on One America News, the even crazier Fox. Okay. He his rant about Fauci was prompted by an OAN host who speculated that Fauci secretly wants COVID to continue so he can be on TV.
No.
Okay.
The opposite.
He said he still needs to be held accountable for the $3 million he sent to Wuhan clinic to work on a potential making biological weapons. We need to know from him why in the heck you would do that. You may have been compliant in this whole disaster, except that FactCheck.org has said that is completely. I don't even know where that came from. But okay. Yeah. That Fauci is funding China's biological weapons program. Okay.
Yes.
It's all like they went to the Fred Trump school of lying. Just lie to your children that you love them, give them money, tell them to lie, and keep lying until you die. Yeah. That's just what they do. Just double down, triple down, quadruple down, lie.
Dr. Fauci, how do you feel about them still targeting you? Trump is gone and they are still targeting you, Dr. Fauci. I mean, how?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was trying to wind up the voice toy.
I did not go to Wuhan. We all know that there was research being done there, that Mr. Trump was the one that removed these people. We all know that he wanted old people like myself not to get off a cruise ship. He wanted us to die on board the Princess because he didn't want the numbers to go up, and he promised it would disappear. I am the one asking people to wear a mask, to get inoculated, not getting poked in the arm in secret, and wearing a mask that says, come and take it. I've got a mask that says, come and take your vaccine. How about that?
All right. You know what? They need to hire Margaret Cho. We hit on it. Malcolm Nance reminded us for a great bit about what men require for foreplay. And that is just her screaming, just stick it in.
Which is based on the old Irish joke, Irish foreplay. Brace yourself, Maggie.
Brace yourself, Maggie? That's Irish foreplay?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, brace yourself, Maggie.
Here comes the shillelagh.
Here comes the shillelagh. Yeah, just get it in already.
We just need Margaret Cho just screaming, just stick it in. Just do it.
Well, although I have to say, when you're married and the wife wants to watch The Bachelor, she's like, all right, whatever you need to do. Let's go. The Bachelor's on. Come on. Go. So it goes both ways, Margaret.
Don't make too much noise. Just go. Do it. I don't.
Just go. The kids just fell asleep.
Don't bother me. Don't wake me. Just whatever you do, quietly, quickly.
Go. Go.
Aw, that makes me feel not as bad about being single with no romance in lockdown. Is that constitute marital romance? Just hurry. Be quiet. Don't interrupt the Bachelor.
As they would say in Raising Arizona, sometimes quick sex has got to come before your family.
Okay.